Hello, I am California and Texas attorney Michael Eline. I'll teach you how to become a lawyer without law school. Can the Ashli Babbitt family sue for wrongful death and win? And of course, one of my viewers wanted to know is, can her survivors win with a leftist DC jury? Well, first things first, there won't be a leftist DC jury here. This case, apparently, somehow, Judicial Watch was able to figure out a way to get this thing filed in San Diego, which is a very pro-veteran community, which is really impressive to me. That is a really great case of judicial wrangling. Most pundits were thinking that a DC jury would not like her, the decedent, because she is a military veteran and pro-America, pro-USA, and things like that are sort of looked down upon in Washington, D.C., at least according to a lot of the people who I've spoken with. So somehow or another, this was able to be filed in San Diego, which is amazing. Now, I have a video which I'm going to show you. Of what ended up happening here, but she's basically in the Capitol with a bunch of other people, including a team of medics. And she is a former Air Force vet. I believe she was an officer, and she is trying to get through this door here, and she's shot by Lieutenant Byrd. Well, Lieutenant Byrd he shot his Glock 22 at her in the chest and killed her, even though she did not present a clear and present danger to him. He was in a different area of the building, popped his arm out and blasted her, and she was killed, I think, instantly. So apparently he has a history, according to the complaint, of being negligent with his firearm. The survivor, one of her family members, is going after the officer, but the officer is claiming qualified immunity. So qualified immunity is basically a made-up term for the king's men. It gives them sort of a qualified immunity, that they're presumed immune from doing things within their official acts, unless you can show something like a frolic and detour where they varied from their normal act, or they were incredibly negligent, or you can prove that the employer was negligent in hiring them or keeping them on. And I believe negligent hiring and negligently maintaining is also part of the lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken. So what the survivor seeks is loss of consortium, things like love, affection, loss of financial support, moral support, and things like that. And now I'm including a link to additional videos that I created so you can understand what wrongful death is. That'll be in the description. So to briefly recap, Ashli, you can see there's the gun right there. So you can see he popped his arm out, and then she was over here coming through a doorway. And it was a plainclothes law enforcement officer. She didn't even see him when he blasted her, apparently. You can see this is the bullet trajectory, and that's her chest over there, blurred out. So she got taken out. And in the meantime, a lawyer in Maryland, God bless his soul, I think he did a GoFundMe page. Sounds like a patriotic guy, so I'm going to give a shout out for him. His name is Terry Roberts. He told CBS Channel 8 that the crowdfunding account, because a lawsuit had not been filed, he was going to start giving the money back. So somehow or another, Tom Fitton was able to get involved. But the problem is Tom Fitton's a nonprofit, so they can't take money. So that's kind of where we're left. Fitton can't take money. Judicial Watch can't take the money. It's a nonprofit, so for legal services and whatnot. Typically, a wrongful death attorney is going to work on a contingency basis. However, that crowdfunding money could come in handy when it comes to hiring expert witnesses. You might need a use of force expert, etc., etc. The fact that this case isn't being filed in DC is a real sigh of relief to a plaintiff's attorney, because good luck getting someone, a conservative military veteran, to win a case in DC, according to a lot of plaintiffs' lawyers who I've spoken to. So this is good for them. The downside is it's really hard to find a lawyer to take a case like this. Now, I did see, it appears as though counsel was hired, but they have, I believe, like 300,000 bar numbers. So really, really high bar numbers. What that usually means is that they don't have a whole lot of experience. But God bless them that they got this case filed. And, you know, if I was in a position to help them, I certainly would. I still will, because I think that there's merit to this case. It definitely has validity if you look at all the facts and all the evidence involved. But regardless of what your political point of view is, I just hate it that people take political sides when it comes to things like this. The police are carrying out the orders of the king's men, and they're being directed by the king. And so it's not just the cops that are doing this, it's the whole system, and we need to hold them accountable. So everybody, please make sure to like and subscribe. Always save as well, because you never know when the thought police are going to ban and cancel my channel, or they're going to try to figure out a way to make my views go down so you can't find me, shadow ban me. Very common when somebody starts producing things that don't go along with the mainstream for-profit media. So again, like, subscribe, and save. And as always, Semper Fidelis.